Back on the trusty Navara again today, and it's wheel bearing time. Luckily on these it's just the whole hub, although it's been attempted before and failed because it's so rotten in there, so we're going to go for the basic steps of how to remove it. So luckily on here, but not too expensive to buy. I think it was about 60 quid for a pair. And it comes with the ABS sensors as well, so have a look out for that. It'll make your life a lot easier when you come to replace them, rather than trying to pry out an old sensor. Can you imagine that bit there where it plugs in, but on a rusty old one? Yeah, probably impossible. So basically, just wheel off, wheel spacers off if you've got them, otherwise you cannot get anything off. Caliper comes off with 2 bolts, not like you're going to be able to see, but you can either take these 2 off here, or it's probably easier just to take off the one that mounts to the actual hub. So like the carrier, I suppose you'd call it. Take that off, hang your brake caliper up, and then you've got 4 horrible bolts to get to on the back of here. Can't remember the size exactly, I think it's like a 14 or something, but you need one of these, definitely. Mine keeps falling apart, but to get the access when you turn the wheel, you still haven't got really enough access without one of these things, so get yourself a little wibbly wobbly thing, and then yeah, basically 4 bolts off, then the whole hub's supposed to slide off. Well, obviously the disc will come off, and then the whole hub's supposed to just pull out. On the other side it didn't, so we're having another go on this side. Oh, also hub nut bolt and split pin, don't forget that. Well, you won't be getting much off at all. So yeah, let's get all that crap off and see where we're up to. Now, it's very likely, if you've got wheel spacers, you're going to come across the same problem I do. 2 of the wheel nuts, or the spacer nuts, come off nice and easy. Well, relatively. Even with a big impactor. These ones will not. So, what I had to do with the other side, and same with this, and the only way you're going to get them off, is with a big ass bar, is with a big ass breaker bar, your 19mm or whatever size yours is, and you need to get something, preferably not covered in crap, jam it in the back of your brake disc, in one of the little grooves, and it'll lock in place against your brake caliper, providing you haven't unbolted it yet. So when it jams in there, you should be able to then put pressure on and undo them. It's not very easy to do, but that's the only way you're getting these buggers off. Here's what your combo's going to look like. Something jammed in there, and your brake disc like so, your big old bar, and then probably another big old bar. This one's called the Persuader, and then yeah, get your weight on it, and it should hopefully pry off. Once they're undone, Mr. Wheel Spacer unbolts. Oh. So next it's hub, undo your split pin, pull them out. I think it's like a 22 or 23 socket, something like that. Whip that bad boy off, then your brake caliper comes off. Turns out your hub bolt or hub nut is 32mm. It's quite a big difference to 20, whatever I said. Wham them on. Probably gonna be a nightmare.
1 hour later.
Here's been a nightmare. Okay, Persuader again. Same issue again. If it spins, leave that thing in there. Happy. So let's get that thing off then. Alrighty, once you've done all that, hang your caliper. Try and protect that brake line. I might be changing my calipers anyway, but still. Hang them up, nice and safe out of the way. And then, with any luck, the good sign is if this drive shaft will push in, which it does. That's a good sign. Check your boots whilst you're here, and then my other one's split. This one looks good, as far as I can tell. Alright, next thing is straighten this wheel back up, and then let's see. Well, I know the brake discs have come off. It'll probably come off right now, actually. Let's have a see. Quite heavy, but we'll have a go. Oh yeah, he's heavy. Try not to trap your fingers. And finally onto the really awkward bolt on the back, which I've turned the steering straight. I didn't need to. But you know, we'll see if we can get to them. But get your wobbly bolt on there. Like I said, I'm sure it's like a 14 or some weird size. Let's look it up. Yeah, good luck getting them off. Be very careful, take your time. Once you get them off the hub, hopefully it should slide off. Bolts removed. Wasn't actually too bad. 3 of the bolts I managed to get with just this sort of shorter extension. And turns out it was a 17, if that's what you want to know. Yeah, 17, not a 14 at all. Then the other one had to use my little wobbly thing, this thing here, using a little wobbly thing, but they're off. So now, realistically, some people's hubs just go dunk off. I mean, that's just not going to happen, is it? So it's going to be a case of beating the crap out of it. Try prying it a few times, get some WD-40 in there, which in fact I can do right now. Just like really soak everything. and then yeah, go from there. And also, before I forget, we need to chase the ABS sensor, and there's a little plug up here somewhere. There he is. Handy little plug, squeeze the pins. They're usually a bugger, but yeah, once that's disconnected, follow it down, pull it out of all these little things, little pop-out things like this, and then yeah, that can all just pull out with it, and nice and easy. Alright, as to be expected, this thing is not budging, so I'm going to attempt a trick I've seen online. Not recommended if you've not got a spare hub. It's just got to come off either way, so I'm going to cut this off flush, and then try and bash out the pin from the other side, and you wind the bolt through with a knot on the other end, and it should push the whole arm off. Alright, now the theory is, stick a bolt on the back of here, you tighten this as max as possible, hope it doesn't snap, it should push the whole thing, or pull it all off technically. So alright, now safety first, we're going to try this kind of thing, we don't want to die too much. Glasses are on, that'll do. Alright, here we go. Let's see if this works, eh? Or it might just snap, but theory has it. Oh baby, it's working. And we're golden, look at that. Now that is how you do it. Hold your shield in place, and then hopefully, with the drive shaft trying to come with it, of course it is, thrust your drive shaft out at the same time. There we go. It's going. And then, need to detangle Mr. Absolute Ass Pipe ABS sensor. Wire, stick him down there. And then there he comes. And there we go. That is how you get one of these absolutely fecked hub wheel bearings out. He was seized in there. Winner. Right, that junk can go walk itself. And next, we need to clean all that rust out. Look at that. That's absolutely crazy. Honestly, I spend more time balancing the bloody light than I do actual anything else. So yeah, look at all the rust in here. This is insanity. So yeah, I'm going to have to clean this out with a wow wheel inside there. Make sure I clean all this shit off with some like parts cleaner or something. And then yeah, we'll be putting the new bearing on. Obviously all this needs cleaning, basically. Clean it all up and then we'll come back to it. It's pretty clean, not amazing, it'll do. 4x4 on us. So the next plan is gonna be get some grease in here, or I was given this really high-end shit the other day, so I'll be using this premium multi-purpose grease, and it's for bearings of some kind. Perfectly fine. Slap a load of that in there, probably not too much, and then yeah, try and get the new one in. Let's get some slap the grease in. Grease it up, baby. Oh, that's for the shaft bit, right? And grease the bowl, baby. Right. It's very fiddly. Much more fiddly than you expect this to be. Try and line them all up. Get him on position. Come on. And push him. Hopefully, somewhat neatly into the slot. Like so. Okay, that's harder it looks. So, you push him in and then maybe make sure the drive shaft comes all the way out. There we go, that's better. And then we can worry about this cable afterwards, can't we? No, we can't. We have to do it now. So make sure your cable goes under and doesn't get totally jammed up like this one. There we go. Whew. Now, smartest thing to do would probably be stick the bolts back on the back end. Look how easy this moves now. This is how it should have been. So, stick your bolts back on the back end. Again, I'm going to do it off camera just to get it all held into place. And then, yeah, we're on the road to success. So when you get your 4 bolts tightened up, they tighten up to who knows what newton meters, or it's about 3 R's. If you're not quite as strong as me, then it'd be 3 R's. You know, really go for it. That should be pretty good, you know what I mean? Just as long as they're friggin' tight, you're all good, right? Don't, disclaimer, don't listen to me. Obviously do the right newton meters. I've got a torque wrench somewhere. I'll probably go over it again before MOT time, but yeah, just hassle right now, so tighten the hell out of them. And then it's obviously make sure all these are all clean. Everything gets covered in crap quite easily. Next will be get your cable up, so it's going to be feed them up through. As you'll see, it's a pretty obvious path. They bolt under there, they just clip again like so. You know, snakes round up to this one, around the back of there to there, and then plug your ABS sensor in here, which plugs down there somewhere, like that. There we go. There you can see the old remnants of the old clip I broke, so pull that off, swap it over. Next thing is to get your brake disc on, and get your hub nut on, and then you want to do it nice and slow, pull the drive shaft in, like so, and that'll do just for now, and then later on it's like 20 ugga duggers, that'll do. Yeah. Science and all that. Now what I could do, because I've got wheel spacers, is put my wheel spacer on now to hold my disc in place. If you haven't, you're going to have to try and fiddle with it, and it's a bit of a pain in the butt. Worst case, stick a couple of wheel nuts back on just to hold it in, whilst you then put your caliper back on. One other warning, if you've got wheel spacers, make sure you do sort of this one, that one, you know, swap, rotate, whatever you want to call it. Just make sure you're not doing just a circle round. Some people say it's fine, but you know, I've read, just because they're a little bit touchy, whack them on, correct, well, star shapes, whatever you want. So now, if that is all you wanted to know, is how to do change your hub bearing in the front, skip to the next professional bodger video. Maybe go to the mini section, I don't know, like and subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to add a couple more tank straps underneath. I did do another video, removed it in the end because of some absolute douchebag. It was just absolutely berating me in the comment section about my terrible looking welding. I mean, I didn't film it all, so it just made it look worse, and I think he was just a bit mentally retarded, so he believed that was what I've done. Just a couple of spot welds, but you know, I plastered it in welds, etc. I'll probably put part 2 of it out, which is me when I finished it, and you'll see it looks pretty good. But just for good measure, keep that poor man's heart conscious, whatever you want to say, make him feel a bit better. I'm going to add 2 more tank straps, which I'm going to make myself out of my sheet steel like that. It's 3mm, you know, opposed to the 1.5 normal, so you really can't complain, Mr. Mona Man. And I'll add 2 more, so it'll have 4 tank straps. It ain't going nowhere then. So yeah, that'll be the next video. But other than that, bye bye.